this is it. This is the time to panic. Now, this is what's been echoed right now on the YouTube comments, on crypto Twitter, everywhere. Everyone's panicking right now. Why? Because the market's going down. I mean, it's like it's not even a market at all. It's like it's supposed to continue going up. Guys, I'm making today's video to shake some sense into everyone, okay? And this is not me saying I'm better than you, wake up, I'm ahead of the curve. No, this is me saying friend to friend, brother, sister, whatever. I'm talking to you directly behind the camera right now saying, guys, do not listen to people scaring you out of the market, right? But before we continue, guys, look, if you enjoyed today's video, if it has helped you somewhat to breathe, relax, and just look forward to the next part of the cycle, please do not forget to hit a like on this video, because I'll wake up tomorrow and be quite happy about that. And also hit the subscribe button, guys. You know why? Because that will allow you to achieve your crypto goals. Things are different this time, okay? These big whales, what's their game plan? Not everyone can get rich. They can't do the same things every cycle, because everyone's used to the same old game plan. Everyone's used to the same tactics. They need new tricks to try to make you sell, to try to create FUD and articles and invoke fear. And the way they do that is via, marketing. And sometimes us influencers do it all for them, right? You can't listen. Not everyone can get rich in this industry. So what is everyone doing? Well, people are panicking, people are selling. But let me just tell you right now, we're here. We've been moving sideways now since the all-time high for 100 days. Now, yes, that's over 3 months. That sounds like a long time, and it is by far the longest time we have consolidated. But I believe the only reason it has been is because we had this first basically 1.5 to 2 months before the halving from the Bitcoin ETF inflows and from all that hype. We never had this before, okay? This is completely normal. Actually, if I have a look at this Glassnode chart, this actually summarizes things perfectly for you all. If you have friends and family panicking, just send them a link to this video right now. Do it, because they need to see this chart, okay? We're at the black line down here, guys. We're at the black line, and have a look at the previous cycles. I mean, you can ignore this red one back here. It's the 2015 cycle. It's literally, that was just $1 million back then, was the equivalent of like 20 billion these days, right? So we're looking at the last 2 cycles. And where we're tracking right now is completely normal. We're actually supposed to somewhat, again, this is all relative to a logarithmic view, but basically we are supposed to pretty much steadily move sideways / up on a slight hill, okay? It's completely normal, all right? We're going to see these huge gains here very, very soon. This is what many people are calling the banana zone. You see Raoul Paul talking about this right now. We're in this where every single cycle, year on year or cycle on cycle, we're going to, we see these massive gains on this like sort of J curve called the banana zone, right? Which looks a little something like this. Okay, we're down here, and this is what happens every single cycle at this point in the cycle, actually, like exactly at this point. So while altcoins are down, while Bitcoin doesn't stop falling and it's kind of taking this sort of jagged approach on the way down, and again, while some of these altcoins that you never thought would come back down to these levels again, like Render, like ICP, and even Near Protocol, okay, they might even fall lower. Now, while this is a bit of a sword in the heart for someone like myself who's averaged into some of these coins higher than what the prices are right now, what is the age-old saying? When there's blood in the streets, even if it is your own, you need to buy. Most people in this life don't get wealthy because they aren't, they're too afraid to take any sort of chance. And when we know things are about to come up, when we know what is on the horizon here, and yet people still, because they're down on their coins, feel like this is a bad thing and it's all over, well, those are the sort of people that won't make any change in their financial life, right? Not achieving financial freedom. Now, of course, this comes along with the risks. Do not get me wrong. I'm not saying this is guaranteed, but we'll look in a second here at a plan. It's dead set plan that will allow you to basically benefit from the market, going up a bit and crashing forever. Okay, you can benefit from that. Or also the market going up 10, 20, 30x from here. Okay, all on the cards, all possible in this wicked wild world. Now, I want to also share some bullish news with you as well to give you some fortification of the mind in terms of what comes next, right? June, July, and August are historically the best 3 months of an election year. Now, we're in June right now, okay? By far the best in an election year. So, okay, this might not seem like that much news, Kyron. Okay, cool. We're going on the last, since 1928 to 2020, the last 100 years. That's not good enough. Well, okay. Well, imagine this. What happens if we knew that the Bitcoin ETFs had a sudden spike a few days ago in terms of these institutions and main players buying Bitcoin? Okay. Would that be a bit of a coincidence? I would probably say so. Okay. We hadn't basically had this much of an inflow in the Bitcoin ETFs until way back here in March, a few months ago, right? So this is a pretty telltale sign something is up. These guys know something, possibly, or maybe I'm just looking too far into things, okay? Or what about if you're still panicked, right? You're thinking to yourself, well, Kyron, Bitcoin is going ahead and these ETFs are a good thing. And, we get the Ethereum ETF coming out here soon as well, another catalyst for good news. But the altcoins don't really seem to be doing that well, right? Maybe I should just sell my alts and buy Bitcoin. Well, you do what you want to do. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what to do. It's your money, right? I'm not a financial advisor. But, guys, altcoins are about a move and a half behind Bitcoin. And this chart exemplifies it perfectly, okay? We can see here on the left, this is the Bitcoin price so far in 2024, right? Now, the exact same pattern has been playing out for alts, except, obviously, Bitcoin is a pump and a dump and a pump ahead, basically, right? So it's a move and a half ahead, essentially, what we're looking at here. And this, obviously, pushed over to altcoins would mean that the altcoin market basically could roughly double from here very, very quickly, okay? And this, by the way, goes in line with what's called the path to alt season chart, which is this, I think every YouTuber and their dog has at least mentioned once or twice in the last few months. Now, this obviously depicts the flow generally of money in crypto, right? So we have money flow into Bitcoin because Bitcoin makes the first move. It's that sentiment tracker. If it's up, the market goes up. If it's down, the market comes down. Very simple. And now the money then flows into Ethereum, right? Once that hype train's over, people find the next best thing to make money on. It goes to Ethereum, then large caps, and then we have a massive alt season. Basically, phase 3 and phase 4 can kind of be thrown in together almost sometimes. But definitely we do see large caps operate on their own occasionally, okay? Now, I do want to say as well, again, the saying is, well, Kyron, there's ETFs now for Bitcoin and Ethereum coming soon. Well, again, won't that sort of take up most of the traction and therefore leave alts pretty high and dry, right? Because if people buy these ETFs, well, it's going to be hard for them to sell because they have the money again, like in their regular account. They're not going to be inclined to throw it in alts, right? Well, yes, that's true for, I think, a lot of these instances, but you have to remember as well, we're talking about overall interest in crypto because of these ETFs. You think about it like this. If these ETFs never existed, or never happened this cycle, we would still be on track to make some pretty substantial gains as well, like we have the last, 10 years or so, okay? These ETFs are an added bonus, an added booster rocket to our overall gains in this market. That's the way I look at it, at least. And ultimately, we'll have some people locked up in these ETFs not wanting to sell, some of these institutions. But overall, you're going to have the average person going, well, hey, look at all these ETFs now popping up over the place. The government seems to like crypto and face value, right? And then so therefore, they feel like maybe I should buy my Bitcoin on an exchange. And that leads them down the rabbit hole. I can speak for myself. I remember the first day I typed in Bitcoin into Google and a massive white whirlwind, and here I am, making YouTube videos with the 80,000 subscribers. So it is a rabbit hole, to say the least. And I think this is a massive, positive catalyst, regardless of what people seem to say about, these funds being locked up and it's a negative thing for crypto. No, it's not, right? We also do have a pretty bullish day coming up here in a couple of days for the US, right? The CPI, the PPI, and the FOMC meeting all happening on the same day. This is big, guys. This is going to be a massive volatile moment, possibly, for the crypto market. So long as it's positive, of course. All right, so I can't speak on every situation here, but all I'm going to tell you right now is why were so many institutions buying Bitcoin the last few days? Why? Well, again, I can't say for certain and draw the direct conclusion here, but you would assume that maybe they know something, right? Again, not saying it's definite here, but it is interesting to know that these things are lining up. Again, it is the most prominent month of the election cycle in terms of the performance of, markets. So this could mean something is on the horizon. So that's all good, well, and done, right? But so how do we capitalize? Well, I want to first of all quickly say here, guys, that you should have this filled in, right? You don't have to have this exact sheet here. I've made this completely for you guys in the community, private community, link down below. All right, everyone in that private community has access to this completely for free, plus a whole bunch of other tools as well. This will allow you to track all your coins, punch in your amount you own, and then figure out the most important part, which is your sell levels, okay? This is actually my exit portfolio tracker. You can actually create full exit plans with it. However, what this sheet has that you won't find anywhere else is we account for the initial investment level. Now, this is a mock portfolio I've got here, okay? So we've got a goal of achieving about after tax, $900,000, well, actually $603,000 US dollars, right? And we're starting with about $61,000 US dollars. So this sheet tells us we need about a 10x or so. Okay, so basically what I was saying earlier on in the video, which is when you are trying to think to yourself, well, Kyron, what if we go down and we only pump up to like, 80, 70, maybe $90,000 Bitcoin, and then it all comes crumbling down? What happens if we all overestimate this cycle? I doubt it, but what if, okay? Well, this is why you have the initial investment level, because on this sheet, you can just simply type in any old, initial investment level. What I would recommend to people do is, if they want to use this to be as safe as possible, look for a 2x to take out your initial investment. So for example, if this is in the case of Near Protocol, right, you've averaged bought in at $2.60, the current price of Near is about $6 or so. So you might put in $12, just a simple 2x from here. Very, very possible for all these coins. Every single coin should at least 2x. Again, not financial advice. This will tell you how much of a percent of your portfolio you sell, how many tokens you sell at that level, and how much is remaining, okay? It'll then tell you the new estimated return on investment you'll make with everything else left on the cards, which means that rather than making $53,000 because you took out your initial investment at a pretty low level, right, which is obviously going to be required to sell more tokens to get back your initial investment, or you end up with $41,000 at the end of the day. So the premise of this isn't to explain all this to you. It's just to say, look, if you are worried about the market not moving up too much more, then create a very low initial investment level. Probably a 2x from here is very safe in my opinion. Okay, because if Bitcoin goes up to $80,000, $90,000, we will see alt again carry through. On the contrary, by doing this as well, what you actually allow yourself to do is still make money, right? You will still make money. You can see a little bit less money, of course, but you can still make money in this crypto bull run, right? Yeah, it's not the same amount, right? Minus the cost basis should probably end up, the difference is maybe $10,000 you're losing on this one particular coin. You add it all up, you might end up losing $100,000, but again, you're being much safer in this case. So it works hand in hand. So that's for someone who's kind of panicking a little bit right now. This sheet, again, will do it all for you. That's why I created it, to save you hundreds of hours. And in saying that as well, if you're looking to buy coins right now, if you're someone looking for the high multiples in some of these like large cap projects, and the reason why you'd want to do that is because large cap projects typically are much safer, okay? And so dollar cost averaging into these coins is going to allow you to just be safer whilst, of course, taking advantage of this dip. But just remember, okay, when you're looking to buy these coins, always put up the green, gray, and red zone that I tell you what to do. And in this case, right, if you're trying to buy Hedera H-bar, right, you'd come into the current price. And is this going to allow me to get out of the coin in the green zone? Okay, gray zone probably can as well, which means that you're able to pretty much make a safe exit. This is where the market's so liquid. This will be when there's someone trying to buy your tokens when you want to sell. But in maybe the gray zone, definitely the red zone, you may fall into a situation where it's sellers versus sellers, in which the price will just tank. Like there's going to be no coins anyone's trying to buy, right? Because everyone is scared. So again, try to run this mechanism through. Again, if you do want to have access to these sort of levels and not have to rely on, consensus of about 10 different influencers, which, by the way, just talk out of their ass most of the time. Not all of them, some of them. This is all built on data. Again, private community is available for you guys as well. Just keep in mind, again, the coins you're wanting to buy, I would always tell people, this is a part of my bull run cheat sheet, that you want to look for the top performing narratives of this cycle, right? The coins that are hitting one or multiple of these narratives, okay? So for example, AI and DePIN, you can't go wrong. So I pick like Render right now is fantastic if you're looking for about a, 5, 10x. And we also have like layer 2s in here. So IMX, you get IMX hitting also gaming. So it's double down. So very, very good pick in that case. And a few others. Meme coins might even be decent picks at this point in the cycle as well. Tokenization, Goldfinch, Ondo. These are real interesting picks. Even the 8 and 7 ranking narratives are going to be good. You kind of want to stray away from the bottom ones here because it'll be much harder for you to, as possibly a beginner, to find the real standout coins to make some decent returns, okay? Just remember, guys, the whole market's about to pump up here in a second. Again, not financial advice, my 2 cents. So as they say, the rising tide raises the level on all boats, basically, right? So the money will flow in and most coins should go up. But if you want to make the huge multiples, you have to be kind of selective with the coins you pick, which is why I've got you this narrative list here so you can find those coins yourself. So hang in there, guys. Hang in there, guys. Hey, look, if you want more information on me, what I'm doing day to day, private communities there. I don't check the YouTube comments as much anymore just for, peace of mind. I do read through them time to time, and if I do stumble across one of your comments, I will try my best to respond and help you out. Best thing you can do in crypto is find a community of people, okay? Find people who are doing the same thing, bounce and share ideas, and learn. That will help not only you do the right decisions, but also it'll mean that you're not so worried about these sort of little hiccups. And by the way, in crypto, guys, this is just a little hiccup. It's not even a real crash, right? A crash is 40, 50%, which could be on the cards. So with that being said, take care all. I wish you all the best for 2025. Bye-bye.